you we can't let this is such a because this type of moment happens, like you said with Debbie. This is something, and it will keep happening. So to, like, illustrate by showing me, like, doing all these things that are clearly not, like, helping me, having you, like,
Hold on, babe. You just said doing all these things that are clearly not helping me. Like
right.
when you switch sentences, you gotta be aware of how what you were saying combined with what you're now saying might sound like one sentence and might not be what you're trying to communicate.
Okay, you're helping me rid myself of things that are clearly not helping me. That's that to so we It's like we can illustrate that the ways that I act that are not good for me, and that you are intervening in a way to minimize those behaviors, replace them with things that will help me assert my needs and wants and preferences better. And so showing this, like, entitled, arrogant white woman who is, like, purporting to be enlightened and, like, more rational than these people that she hangs out with others to laugh about, um like, it just looks that much more ridiculous, that, like you said, she probably describes herself as, like, neurodivergent and, like, oppressed.
And yeah, intolerant and would never oppress any
Intolerant
other group or judge them
and
unfairly.
open-minded,
Yeah.
right? And right, and oh yeah, like right, and so, like, the idea of, like, also, right, because we're mocking this guy for how he jumps to conclusions, how he, like, builds arguments and yeah, reaches his conclusions. And here you are on absolutely nothing, on, like, a tone of voice and, like, vibes, and, like, putting that together. Like, how can you say that you know any of anything about anything? It's I mean, it's
You know what's really difficult for me to even like make this video is that maybe I'm wrong, bro. Maybe, maybe you know, maybe Sarah, deserves better, and that I am just some guy. Can't really figure out what that means, but I'm not trying to use it
yeah.
as something to make fun of her about because it means something. It's not on her that I don't really understand it. I mean, a bit because she's trying to communicate something, and Sarah doesn't understand either. But whatever, we don't have to communicate perfectly. It's fine that she said that I'm just some guy. Um, but maybe I am. You know, assuming that that means that I'm, an asshole. I mean, definitely in ways there are ways in which I'm an asshole. But maybe it's also true that you know that the whole I'm trying to help Sarah. Is, we watched this The Housewife, right? And there were things that the antagonist, the husband, would say that I 100% said, right? I'm trying to make you better.
Mm.
I don't know if I've said those words, but I have. I. I am trying to. In another line, he said, "I'm trying to help you, and I need you to help me be better." And that's true. I mean, that's kind of what every fucking relationship is. Any kind of a growth relationship is like, I'm trying to encourage and support and push you and point out things holding you back. And I want you to do the same for me, right? And it's really up to you how you hear that. But maybe it isn't. Maybe I mean that guy. It was like, oh, you have your roots showing. So I'm going to punish you because I'm trying to help you. Me, it's, hey, you obey things before you've gotten a chance to think about what's being asked of you. I think there's a pretty big fucking difference between those two things. Maybe there isn't. I mean, that's pretty clear, but maybe, you know, maybe there's truth to what this woman thought and so on. And that, you know, that's noisy, you know, in my head. And, you know, I mean, that's what humility looks like.
Yeah, right. That's why, you know, you're more enlightened than her.
I am. You know what? I fucking am, Bray. I am actually literally better than almost everyone in that room. And it's because I know that I'm not a critical thinker, and I'm trying to be.
Because you know what critical thinking means. Like, what is
Yeah,
required
I have a
to, like, engage in that process.
right. Those are writing pens. Remember, those are the
Yeah.
pens with the lights.
No, I know. I'm trying to, like, do my nails with this packaging. But
Oh,
it's
okay,
probably,
okay.
like,
You
too
can do
loud
that.
to do.
Otherwise, I have a dental pick thing.
Oh, good.
And that's why I want to like invent Alaris, right? So that we can have conversations with a little more, make them a little more standard, a little more objective, where we can, you know, where we can do for like logic and communication what science did for knowledge and knowledge. Now, I mean, that's a big task. So, I mean, I can only hope to contribute pieces to it. But yeah, because I don't know what's true. I don't know if I'm this sociopathic piece of shit or not. I mean, I you know, in order to carry on, I have to just like quiet or ignore that voice. But I promise you, it is there every day still. Oh, and that's why I was talking about her friend, who she already named. And so, look, Debbie, if you're seeing this, I don't fault you any more than I do anyone else, bro. I don't think you're like especially bad. I think we're all pretty dumb and pretty bad because we don't know that we're dumb and like just like push shit without much regard for evidence, and we don't qualify stuff, you know, enough with like, you know, just saying I don't fucking know, you know, and but you know, here's what I think. And by the way, I keep forgetting at the start of every video, I want to start saying my little Latin phrase "dico sine quadro," which is not real Latin, but anybody who knows Latin, and I do not, I would hope would be able to, well, maybe they wouldn't figure out what it means, but if I told them what it means, they would go, okay, I can kind of see that. It means I'm saying this, but this does not match reality. I can't know if it does. But I'm saying it for whatever it's worth. I can't really tell you what it's worth again. I can tell you that I think it's worth something because of like this evidence, but I don't see evidence clearly. I don't see evidence veridically. I don't see what I'm saying veridically. I don't see the situation that I'm saying something about veridically. I don't have access to true reality. But I exist in true reality, and true reality probably has some effect on this cognition. And here's what this cognition is producing. Okay? Now I see how dumb you are. So really, take this with a grain of salt, because I see that you're convinced. You're even more convinced than I'm convinced. And I lost my train of thought there, actually. But bottom line, we deserve better than ourselves, bro. Honestly. We deserve better. We are some humans, bro. The people we are some humans, bro. Now, we can't fuck off. We're still here. But we do deserve better than ourselves. That's absolutely true. Anyway, so this is me waving at my number one fan as she was closing out her tab, thinking she was a friend. Bye. Okay, she doesn't see me. And it's hilarious that Sarah's like not telling me to stop fucking waving at this bitch. I'm sticking to it. I said it. I say to Sarah, hey, we're about to head out. I say to Sarah, hey, we should say bye to our table mates. Yeah. She goes, no, I don't think we have to. I'm like, I think it's polite. So I'm waving. All right, we're heading out. But the author doesn't see me. Oh! Still doesn't see me. All right, hold on. Let me just, one more time, let me wait for her to look in this way. And Sarah's just like, okay, cool. Just not saying anything.
I tried.
You did not try. You did not try.
I said, no, I don't think we should.
You
that
did
was
not
my
try.
trying.
You did not try. No, I don't think we have to is not, hey, actually, she wrote a letter to me about you. It's not nice. I'll tell you about it outside. And it was also not, no, trust me, really, don't, you know. And we've literally been in a situation where I was like, Sarah, stop, trust me, let's talk about this later. And you were like, talk about what later, what, blah, 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 right? And I said, that's not how you do things, right? If your partner's like, just trust me, let's do this later, you trust them and you do it later, right? So that's what I would have done.
Okay. Yeah, I'm.
So you say, when I ask you, should we say bye to them? You say, no, I don't think it's necessary. Is not you trying to tell me, hey, she's kind of awful and thinks that you're awful. Don't wave to her. She's gonna misinterpret it. She's gonna think you're like, because yeah, I mean, she definitely would have thought. She probably did see me in her periphery. I don't know about probably, but she may have. And if she did, 100%. I mean, you know, as close to 100 as we can get. Thought that I was going, hey, bitch, look who I'm taking back to fuck. So anyway, I am going to do that now.